I saw that you and Conor were both in Sturgis. I'm wondering if you guys met at all and talked about the potential of his fight as well?
We talked, yeah. We talked. We didn't meet up, but we talked. And yeah, he wants to fight.
A new name for yourself. Look at what has happened to Michael Perry. You know, one of our big stars here, the King of Violence. He titles himself, and you know he's had such a rise in the sport. Now he's up against you know, a little dweeb of a thing in a fight this weekend that we're all rooting for him.
Here's why this is so strange to me, AK, because usually every day there's a Conor tweet. And usually it's something about a fight that probably could never happen. And the day just goes on.
Dana White has reportedly announced a Conor McGregor versus Logan Paul fight taking place in India.
Conor McGregor and Logan Paul are set to fight in India, and those two guys are making $250 million a piece just for showing up. And how all this is possible might actually surprise you. Da 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 da. It's the DLGG. I know you're thinking, Conor McGregor is washed, and Logan Paul is just a YouTuber, right? Wrong. Logan's not a YouTuber anymore, and Conor is not just a fighter. These two are walking brands. Logan basically turned Prime into $1 billion brand, and Conor, even though he's not even half of who he used to be, he puts in seats, and he sold his proper 12 steak for a fortune. And what people don't realize is that their influence isn't just about skills anymore. It's about how well they've built their personal brands. And at this point, it's not about the product, because this fight will be trash.
They're going to have these crazy, extravagant press conferences where it gets really heated and they're arguing and they're just going back and forth at one another. And then it's going to be marketed as the biggest fight of all time. There's going to be so much anticipation built up around it. People just can't wait until that day comes. Then finally, it's time for fight night. All the prelims are pretty good. They have like a 20-minute walkout. And it's the most underwhelming fight you've ever seen. And I'll just imagine that Jake wins, Conor gets millions of dollars, and the next day we're talking about the fight being rigged once again. That's exactly how it's going to play out. We've been here like 8 times. Don't fall for it. This fight is going to suck.
What's going on with Jake Paul, Conor McGregor? Is that fight happening or what?
Probably not, no.
Are you closed off to it completely?
I'm never completely closed off to anything. I used to say that about, you know, things, but I don't say that anymore. You never know what could happen.
So do you think that Jake probably has a little bit more to prove to you as a fighter?
He shouldn't even be fighting Conor McGregor. There's weight classes for a reason.
What if Jake can cut to 145?
he just cuts half of his body.
This fight, reportedly supported by Indian billionaire Mukesh Ambani, has sparked intense discussions and divided the community, with passionate supporters on one side and critics on the other.
I like Logan a lot. Great kid. Who in this room thinks that's a great fight?
He's fighting.
Raise your hands, please, if him and Dylan Dennis is a great fight. I know he's fighting. Nobody? Not one guy?
And borderline unwatchable, but they're still able to get this much money because of their personal branding. These two have mastered the art of turning their names into billion-dollar empires. And the reason why they're able to do this is being unapologetically them.
I truly do think authenticity would be the key for creators, celebrities, influencers in this next decade.
And the good news is you don't have to be as big as Conor or Logan Paul to do this. In 2025, creating content around yourself is a literal non-negotiable. People with hundreds of followers, not millions, are making serious money by building a personal brand. Skills get you in the game, but branding takes you where you are.
Conor McGregor took to social media platform X to announce his highly anticipated showdown with Logan Paul, teasing a jaw-dropping $250 million payout. If true, this would rank as one of the most lucrative exhibition bouts ever. Adding to the excitement, the event is reportedly being hosted by Mukesh Ambani, one of the world's wealthiest individuals. With such high stakes and star power, this fight promises to be a spectacle like no other.
They confirmed it. So Conor McGregor is due to fight Logan Paul, not to be confused with Jake Paul, in India for $250 million each. You ain't making your money back. So this is from MacLife Official, who's one of my faves. They're the salt of the earth people. Conor McGregor and Logan Paul are featured as part of the historic Visit India tourism campaign, so it's government funded, yeah? It's a clash in Mumbai, iconic stadium. The two will be rewarded for their efforts, with McGregor set to walk away with $250 million. That's more than to fight Floyd.
Let's go. Have you heard anything from Conor about the $1 million bet?
This mother
disappoints me because I grew up really liking Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
He's so entertaining. He's so good. When he fought Floyd, come on, that was like the most exciting sports event ever.
Yeah.
I was pumped for it. And now that we're kind of, you know, in some weird roundabout way, crossing paths, or he's training Dylan and Dylan's the guy I'm fighting, and I have an opportunity to open a dialogue with him, he's kind of just disappointed me as a superstar.
Conor McGregor has been on a journey of recovery, teasing a potential return while exploring ventures beyond the octagon. His 2017 boxing showdown with Floyd Mayweather, despite ending in defeat, highlighted his ability to captivate massive pay-per-view audiences, cementing his reputation as a global superstar.
He had to change his style, and fair play to him, he did. He adjusted, he changed his style, put the hands up more forward. He's composed.
Hands up towards your forehead, dipped in forehead on the chest, and started to fight that kind of fight. I didn't anticipate that. Three game changes in the fight. That's what a true champion does. Much respect. You came with it. You know what I mean? I gotta give respect to that. It was a hell of a fight.
Was he better than you had expected?
He's a lot better than I thought he was. He used different angles. He was a tough competitor, but I was the better man tonight.
In there, so he was making me throw, and he was patient with his shots. I've got to give him nothing but respect. Fair play to him. Great.
Floyd's not ready for this. Much respect to Floyd. He's a solid businessman. What he has been able to do, he is a full animal at what he has been able to do. But as far as real fighting, as far as true, pure, unarmed combat, Floyd don't want none of this. I think he does not want none of this. People will even ask him. He wants it under boxing rules. He wants a boxing match. He doesn't want to fight. So much respect everyone in here. I love everyone is. Give Floyd a shout out, I'm coming.
How much money could you reasonably walk out of this fight with?
350 million.
$350 million.
Yes.
Ambani's involvement sparks debate about its impact on Indian tourism and the country's global image. Using a high-profile event like this to promote tourism is seen as both bold and controversial. Critics argue that the enormous funds could be better allocated to other causes. However, supporters see the global spotlight on the fight as a unique opportunity to give India's tourism industry a major boost, showcasing the country's potential on an international stage.
Conor McGregor has agreed to fight Logan Paul, and here's everything we know. It all started with the rumors of Conor fighting Ilia Topuria in his return in the UFC, and that's when Conor came out with this tweet that the rumors are false, and instead that he's in talks with the Ambani family in India to host the exhibition match with Logan. And Conor said he's agreed on his part, and then he's gonna return into the UFC. And if you're wondering why Logan versus Conor, why in India, here's the net worth of the Ambani family, $103 billion.
Conor McGregor, known for competing in featherweight, 145 pounds, and lightweight, 155 pounds, is gearing up for an exhibition boxing match against Logan Paul, whose natural weight is around 200 pounds. Despite the notable weight difference, McGregor has confirmed a preliminary agreement for the bout, set to take place in India, backed by the influential Ambani family.
It's going to be an exhibition. They're obviously going to try and get close, but I have no idea where that kind of meeting point is going to be. Conor's up at like 170 odd now, so perhaps they can kind of get around that 190 range, 200 range. I'm really not sure, but yeah, an exhibition. I mean, straight away, my first thoughts are, how legit is this going to be? Because Conor's not going to want to sign for something where he's going to be made to look stupid. Logan, Logan wouldn't mind losing to Conor.
Both Conor McGregor and Logan Paul are known not just for their fighting prowess, but for their marketing genius. McGregor's bouts consistently pull huge pay-per-view audiences, while Logan Paul masterfully uses his massive social media reach to draw major buzz for his boxing ventures.
I mean, on paper, this sounds fantastic, right? This is going to be a great fight. But then you think about who's fighting. Arguably two of the greatest marketers in martial martial arts history. Of course, we have McGregor, who can sell tickets with his eyes closed, and Logan Paul, who's going to use all of his social media power to get everyone under the age of 15 to buy the pay-per-view. And I think every single person knows exactly how this is going to play out. This fight is going to be set sometime in late 2025 or 2026. McGregor's going to start talking shit early, make personal attacks, yada yada yada. Logan's going to make it his entire personality and keep posting videos on social media to promote it and also make some attacks at me.
Their potential matchup promises to be a blockbuster event, uniting their massive fan followings and impressive promotional skills.
And they're going to have these crazy, extravagant press conferences where it gets really heated and they're arguing and they're just going back and forth at one another. And then it's going to be marketed as the biggest fight of all time. There's going to be so much anticipation built up around it. People just can't wait until that day comes. Then finally, it's time for fight night. All the prelims are pretty good. They have like a 20-minute walkout. And it's the most underwhelming fight you've ever seen. And I'll just imagine that Jake wins, Conor gets millions of dollars, and the next day we're talking about the fight being rigged once again. That's exactly how it's going to play out. We've been here like 8 times. Don't fall for it. This fight is going to suck.
Former UFC heavyweight Brendan Schaub has advised Conor McGregor to avoid underestimating Logan Paul. Schaub warns that if McGregor doesn't take preparation seriously and maintains his current lifestyle, Paul's significant size advantage could present unexpected challenges in the ring.
As far as legit competition, Dylan's way more qualified. You look at, 4-time world champion jiu-jitsu, has a brown belt, compete at black belt, compete in ADCC. He's a lot more accomplished, but it's just jiu-jitsu. He's never been known as a striker. Then you look at Logan, obviously been in bigger entertainment spectacles as far as, he did fight Floyd Mayweather, who's a smaller boxer, but that's a lot of pressure. And then he does WWE, which isn't real, but it's still an athletic event.
Yeah, he did really good.
And there's a lot of eyeballs. You tend to side towards Logan on this, right?
I would.
Yeah, I find myself rooting for Dylan a little bit just because all the bullshit he's been through. You see him, he's sober now. There's a good person in there.
I mean, if you're putting money on it, you're putting it on Logan, right?
No, because the odds.
So minus 450 for Logan. Plus 330 for Dylan.
So when I worked for Showtime, the Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather fight, I was like the Logan Paul expert, right? So I had to go in and interview Logan, and I go in there, I was like, I bet they're gonna be a train wreck. They're gonna be so nervous fighting Floyd Mayweather. I walk in there, and it was like a yoga studio. They had like incense burning. It was real calm. And Logan's like, what's up, man? I'm like, dude, you fight in 30 minutes. He's like, isn't it cool? I'm like, I guess. Shouldn't you like warm up? He's like, yeah, it's all good, man.
I did a couple downward dogs. I'm good.
No, I thought he was going to be nervous. He goes, I've already won, dude. I'm not nervous at all. I've already won.
Whoa.
He goes, I'm a YouTuber. I'm fighting Floyd Mayweather.
Cool.
Yeah. I've already won, dude. He's like, whatever happens, all good.
What an attitude.
But I look over, he's like, can you talk to my dad? Though I look at dad, and he's just like sweating.
So nervous.
And I was like, listen. Your son's going to be fine. Floyd's tiny. He's not going to give him brain trauma. If he hurts him, it's going to be to the body. He'll be fine. He's like, you think? I was like, yeah, he'll be fine. He's going to have liver damage and internal bleeding. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he can overcome that.
Stephen A. Smith shared his candid thoughts on the potential fight between Conor McGregor and Logan Paul. In an interview, Smith expressed that this matchup wouldn't be ideal for McGregor. He pointed out that McGregor's strengths lie in mixed martial arts and striking, not in boxing. Smith emphasized that McGregor's UFC skills might not translate well to the boxing ring, especially against Logan Paul, who has more experience in the sport. Smith believes the fight could be a misstep.
Speaking of everyone buzzing, like I said, we wake up this morning to a series of tweets from Conor McGregor, and there's a whole bunch of stuff obviously pertaining to the trial that just wrapped up a couple of weeks ago, but there is some fight news, if you will, and so I want to talk about this now, and I want to try to tell you everything that I know about the situation. A quick check.
Smith pointed out McGregor's past boxing match against Floyd Mayweather, where McGregor faced challenges and was defeated in the 10th round. He mentioned that McGregor's bigger muscles could slow him down, posing a disadvantage in a boxing fight. Ultimately, Smith feels McGregor doesn't have a strong chance against Paul and believes the match may turn out to be more of a spectacle than a true competition.
It all kicks off with this tweet from Conor McGregor at 4:08 a.m. Eastern Time. That's 9:08 in Jeddah. The rumors of a bout with Topuria are false. I believe he's referring to Ilia Topuria. I am in preliminary agreements with the Ambani family to face Logan Paul in a boxing exhibition in India. I have agreed. I will then seek my return to the octagon. Shortly thereafter, we got a tweet from Ilia Topuria saying, the rumors of a bout with McChicken are false. I don't fight, nor am I interested in fighting with a rapist.
Let's assume that you beat Dylan. Is there like an end goal?
I would like to fight Conor. I think it'd be really cool.
You think that you're too big for him?
I could cut to 185, and he's like 180, 175.
What are you now? You probably are
200 flat.
But size-wise, Conor was most effective at 145.
Yeah, but we'll always come back to, like, he's a professional fighter, I'm a YouTuber, you know, and so that's supposed to be the give and take of it. Like, why would I, a YouTuber who's own one, have any business beating the great Conor McGregor?
Logan Paul recently took to Instagram to ask his followers who they think will win the upcoming fight. The poll revealed that 63% of them believe McGregor will come out on top. This social media buzz has not only built up excitement for the event, but also given fans a chance to get involved in the hype.
This would certainly qualify as something kind of out of left field that people would get worked up over. And so that's where things stand. Oh, by the way, Logan Paul reacting on social media with this. Some eyes on his Instagram, his story. By the way, he did that. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Nice little background. I guess he has a good team behind it. But there you go. He's reacting to it as well. Reached out to some more parties, and as of now, everyone is quite tight-lipped.
We're talking about, Spain, Seattle, and Chicago, and, these other places that we haven't been in a long time. A lot of big fights. I got something in the works right now. I'll drive you crazy. All you guys will be running around. I got something in the works that you will never see coming for 2025. That literally started to come together last night. And we got some fun stuff coming up.
Conor McGregor, a UFC legend known for his success and fame, revealed he's set to face Logan Paul in an exhibition boxing match, sparking major excitement.
What happened was I went over to Ireland. I received some award from one of the colleges over there. So I told all the fans, meet me at the bar tonight. I'm buying drinks. All these people show up. Everybody keeps talking about this guy, Conor McGregor. For some reason, whatever it was, I don't know why, I was drinking too. But I thought he was a heavyweight. So I come back and I tell Sean Shelby, our matchmaker, I said, this kid, Conor McGregor, he's like, yeah, I know him, I've been watching him, blah, 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 blah. We end up signing him. So he flies out to Vegas and he and I go to dinner together. And I'm blown away by this kid, right? So when we leave each other that night, I get in the car and I called Lorenzo. I said, let me tell you what, I don't know if this kid can fight or not, but if he can even throw a punch, he's going to be a huge superstar.
Dana White has often called Conor McGregor a unicorn in the sport, admiring his fearless approach to taking any fight. This boldness has won over fans and helped McGregor rise as one of the UFC's biggest stars.
Conor McGregor is a unicorn. Yes, he's funny, he's got the personality, he's got that thing. But at the end of the day, what people really loved about Conor McGregor, he never turned down a fight. There's video footage of me and Lorenzo standing in his house. He just wakes up in his underwear. He's been training for a fight. The fight's off. Conor spent shitloads of his own money. We told him, you see him sort of absorb it for a minute. He's like, well, I'm going to the gym. Call me later and let me know who I'm fighting. That's what people like. You can have all the personality and all this shit. People love killers. Conor was a killer. Doesn't want to know. Doesn't want any more money. Nothing. He shows up and he delivers. Yeah. So, Conor has been incredibly successful. He's made a lot of money and, he's had his ups and downs outside and inside the octagon. But as for a guy who was, on the dole and was a plumber, he's actually a really smart businessman. And he's been one of the best partners that I've ever had in the history of the sport.
Yeah, and an important part of the history of the UFC.
Big.
He opened it up to all kinds of new eyes.
Yep. He literally, set Europe, Australia, Canada, and many other parts of the world on fire.
Logan Paul, the YouTube sensation turned professional boxer, has become well known for stepping into the ring with big names like KSI and boxing legend Floyd Mayweather. When the news broke about a potential fight between McGregor and Paul, fans were split, some thrilled by the idea of the spectacle, while others doubted its authenticity and purpose.
I mean, this is bonkers on so many levels. You can already see one of the first reactions to it. Toxplicity an hour ago saying a sex test and a crypto scammer. Lovely. Merry Christmas, everyone, right? Merry Christmas. Obviously, right now, America is asleep. When they wake up, this news is going to go absolutely bonkers, because you're taking two of the biggest stars in the world. Obviously, Conor McGregor's reputation is in the toilet after everything that he's been through in 2024. I think Logan Paul's reputation has been in the toilet for quite a while. So it's bonkers. The whole thing is bonkers. Obviously, we have seen Conor box before. He boxed Floyd Mayweather.
Did you fight Floyd or something?
Yeah.
Did he pay you to lose?
Nah,
What happened?
he didn't pay me. I wish you'd pay me.
How much you owe you?
Probably between 2 and 3.
Yeah.
You got it on you by any chance?
I have it in Nigerian money. I'll give you 10 million in Nigerian money. That's about $1,100. So is that your only loss, was Floyd?
No, I didn't lose. It was an exhibition, so there's no loser.
There's no loser in exhibition?
No.
So you both are winners? It's like a tie. That's not a good feeling. It's like tongue kissing your sister or something. Not a great.
Chicks hit you up after the Mayweather fight.
Can I be honest with you?
Hey,
something changed.
Yeah.
That night.
No offense, but I saw you up like after you were like flexing after you didn't get knocked out, and I was like, this guy's gonna so many chicks.
Jake Paul, his brother, is carving his own path, with rumors swirling about a potential fight against Conor McGregor. Known for his bold personality, sharp marketing skills, and growing boxing talent, Jake has made a name for himself with key victories over former UFC stars like Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley, and Anderson Silva.
Hey, I'm sorry to have to ask you this, but I know you probably signed an NDA, but blink twice if that Jake Paul fight was set up.
Blink twice.
I know you probably
I
can't
don't
say
never
that.
blink because I got these liberty eyes. I don't need much air, you know what I mean, to keep them open. A lot of people wonder that, but think about this. If I say Rampage pay you $2 million, right? That this dude beat you, what you gonna do? You gonna feel disrespected, number one.
Yeah.
Right? That ain't enough money.
Yeah.
But I got paid in the Jake fights. For me to do that, I gotta be willing to walk away for good, and they gotta set me up for a while, at least not for life, but something like 20-something million where I can invest it and fall off in the shade, because that's what you would have to do. Would I do something like that? You would have to know me to know I'm too solid of a guy to even have somebody walk to me and ask me.
Yeah.
What happened to me is what was gonna happen.
For me, just as a spectator, as a media guy, as a fan as well, like to see his UFC run end at the Apex with no one there, with no fanfare, with no video package, with no honoring, with no Hall of Fame, with no nothing, put me down. It made me feel very sad. I'm wondering, as someone who looked up to him, how you felt about that.
I don't get why you're not in the Hall of Fame.
I mean,
I agree,
already talked to you about that. That's not important for me, because
but it's important for everyone
Yeah,
around
but like,
you.
but there's guys who retired years and years after you that got put in there, and you're more legendary than that.
Do you believe the much anticipated clash between Conor McGregor and Logan Paul will become a reality? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments.